Welcome back, friends. The first debate between Joe Biden and President Donald Trump is concluded. It was held at the Case Western Reserve University in Ohio. President Trump did as much as he could of bashing Joe Biden. He provided much rampaging volume, custom busting obstruction, and outright fiction as necessary to impose his will on the proceedings in the debate. He declined to condemn white supremacy and let fly dark conspiracies about the voting process. He mocked Joe Biden's mask wearing and intellectual firepower and seemed more interested in running against a caricature of his opponent rather than the man himself, once insisting that Biden supports defunding the police moments after the Democratic nominee made clear he did not. And with inveterate interruption and well practiced grievance, the president complained incessantly about the unfairness of it all, ensuring that the conversation, even on a subject as universally experienced as the coronavirus pandemic, turned back to his personal feelings and treatment at nearly every opportunity. Joe Biden did not let Trump go away. Donald Trump ticked through promises and boasts that strained credulity about the velocity of vaccine availability, the lives he purportedly saved, the safety of his rallies, flashing more passion on the topic of Mr. Biden's academic record than a virus that has killed more than 200,000 Americans on his watch. Biden steered through an uneven rebuttal, recalling the president's sunny projections of a largely virus-free Easter before settling on his own thesis for the night. On some level, this has long been the basis of the tension at the core of Mr. Trump's quest to keep his job intact, which undecided Americans, to the extent that there are very many undecided, can be swayed by a president whose personal behavior and threadbare credibility have already disappointed wide swaths of voters. Well, it's for the American population, but re-elections often reduce to this premise: the incumbent is dependable or he isn't. Has he earned the deference to keep at it for 4 more years, or he hasn't? Biden calling Trump a clown was added fuel to the fire. And he was not at all happy with Trump many a times. And there were frequent interruptions. Almost every time you found Biden speaking, Trump would interrupt him. But for Mr. Trump, with approval ratings that hover in the low 40s and polls showing a solid lead for Biden in battleground states, the task is now specially pronounced. After a first term spent confidently telling untruths, maybe that's what some people think is the other way around, and trafficking in many types of conspiracy theories, which again some people think is not true, he has reverted back to a familiar pitch, and an unsatiable self-evangelist and denier of realities that displease him, Mr. Trump invited viewers on Tuesday to embrace his preferred version of Trump era events, a kind of executive happy place for the converted, where his reign has been spotless, the winning is bountiful, and the virus has effectively been defeated. The goal before Mr. Trump, though, was not merely to delight his base, though there was plenty of that, but to persuade the unpersuaded, to bludgeon his opponent, at minimum disillusioning some who might be inclined to see Biden as the lesser evil. The president certainly tried his best. He moved to bind Biden to socialist forces on the left. He said, China ate your lunch, Joe. And he took furious aim at Biden's own honesty, an issue on which the former vice president significantly outperforms Mr. Trump in voter surveys. For 4 years, Mr. Trump has rarely strayed from the warm confines of his own international bubble. Any exposure to the outside world, a White House news conference, a friendly media interview, a rally with adoring supporters has generally gone forward, but only on his own terms. On Tuesday, this was a picture of a presidency that really looking forward to try and retain the reins in a rather difficult battle, and with poll campaigns, poll results currently not much in his favor. Yet there was a tremendous attempt by Donald Trump to sway back the voters, and one will have to wait for the remaining two presidential debates to see how the spectacle plays out. On Tuesday, the 29th of September, the spectacle was played to form. Trump was, as he is, relentless, immodest, never bashful about cutting in. and Mr. Biden, whom even supporters admire more for his intentions than his eloquence, was a candidate Democrats have come to know, for better or for worse, across 3 presidential campaigns and a what did he say now vice presidency. His anecdotes drifted, his specifics were sometimes non-specific. He could seem less stirring than performatively exasperated. And if debating an off-Broadway show he titled, Come On Man. Coming to Wall Street, I believe we should stock Dow futures have, in fact, were 160 points up before the presidential debate started. They were 200 minus just a few minutes after the debate ended. Such a big churn, a 360 points turn, shows of quite a turn of events as to how Wall Street would react to this presidential debate between Joe Biden and President Trump. I think we should be cautious, and if my calculation goes right, then between 1:30 and 2 p.m. New York time, you can see a sudden and a very sharp fall in both Dow Jones, S&P 500 and NASDAQ. So watch out for this time rather carefully. It's between 1:30 and 2 p.m. I believe there are a certain confluence of events, of factors that can cause a sudden fall, and a pretty sharp fall from 1:30 to 2 p.m. New York time. As far as today's session on Wall Street is concerned, today is 30th of September 2020, and the session that I'm referring to is the afternoon session on Wall Street. It's between 1:30 and 2 p.m. friends. So please be cautious on this front. And of this particular session in the afternoon, 1:30 to 2 p.m., we can see a very sharp fall in Dow and NASDAQ. Happy investing. And those who have not yet subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. Would like to attend my Art of Investing program, feel free to WhatsApp me on 982-086-1044. And we will be looking forward at markets for the rest of the year, October, November, December, and good investable ideas. Happy investing. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.